It's time once again to slip into your camo, grab your bow, and join us out in the field for another episode of the Up North Journal, presented by PSE Archery. The Up North Journal crew is knocked and ready to rock for another exciting adventure. So let's step outside and hit the trail.
This episode of the Up North Journal podcast is brought to you by PSE Archery,
Carbon Express,
Fourth Arrow Camera Arms,
Wind Scent Hunting Sense,
Killer Food Plots, Seeds, Supplements, and Attractants,
Cabela's,
Spot Shooters,
Limb Walker Game Calls,
Twisted Minds Bowstrings,
Hunter's Blend Coffee,
Antler Action,
and Family Traditions Tree Stands.
And don't forget, you can catch us in syndication at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on goodtalkradio.com. Welcome back to another episode of the Up North Journal, everybody. I'm host Mike Adams, sitting in the cabin. What's going on? What are you laughing at? You're up to something.
No, just reading comments.
And?
Just reading comments on the show.
Should I read them?
No, I'll get to them. But
okay, all right.
We'll start the show off, like we always do, welcoming everybody to the Sunday night show live on Facebook.
And it's a little cool here.
It's a little?
Mm-hmm.
A little rainy.
This weekend?
Yeah.
It was raining all day yesterday, it seemed like here.
Here it was. Where I was, climbing up on a roof, it wasn't, it was cloudy.
Yeah.
It was cool with some rain. But not like it was here.
No, you were south of here.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to rain south of here and not north. And all of a sudden that forecast flipped because it rained like from my house north.
Right, exactly.
And it rained all day long.
So it's funny that I didn't think I'd be helping roofing, but I was. And thank for being cool. Because I was expecting the...
Better you roofing than me. I did that for about 35 years.
You did it for 35 years, right? But no, it was. We got it started. Hope my brother did good and got it to where he wanted it to be for the weekend.
Good.
I'm not sure.
All right.
I can only stay for a little bit of time, but hopefully he got it and we got a good start on it. And
all right. Got a roof over his head, or a temporary roof.
He's got a roof over his head that's hopefully better than it was when we started.
Okay. Right on.
That was the front side. I don't know what the back side looks like.
All right. How's coffee tonight?
I
see you found your cup.
Yes, my cup miraculously returned.
Okay.
It grew legs last weekend.
All right.
I had to put out an APB on it. And
somebody borrowed it, did they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Home or work?
Home.
Home, okay. All right. Yeah, well, everybody knows to keep their mitts off mine. So, coffee good tonight?
Coffee tastes good. It could be 90 degrees and coffee tastes good.
Absolutely so.
Yeah, it's been cool all week. But earlier in the week, I was doing some shooting out in the backyard, and it was a nice week. Really, it wasn't over the top hot.
Okay.
Until we went out Thursday night, it was kind of got a little sticky.
It was a little bit humid,
and the Michigan mosquito made its appearance.
I've been bitten several times, but I've been up north too.
Well, we talked about that last week too when we showed that video.
Mm-hmm.
You were saying how you were trying to hold the camera, your phone, and you can't swat them off. So you were taking it for the team, obviously.
My hands have now healed up, but I was holding my phone. Yeah, I've still got it plugged in, but I was videotaping that segment, and I was holding my phone like this, as the Sittons were doing their thing out in the field, teaching us a little something, and it was just like, okay, northern Michigan, middle of May, it was a little drizzly rain. You can just imagine. It was just, you could hear it on the video.
You could, and you heard it on the video.
It was like dive bombing.
And May is such a iffy month. I mean, like
it could be snow.
It could be snow, cold, or barrage of mosquitoes.
Well, the beginning of May, actually the last week of April 28th, I believe, we did the deer browse study at our place. The following weekend, we were at deer camp doing our annual meeting, and there was shaded places that still had snow.
And you didn't have mosquitoes.
Right, and then 3 weeks later, we got mosquitoes.
Right, exactly. I know. I've been up in the UP where I've been there one weekend, and it was like no big deal.
Yeah.
And then I was up there, I think it was a couple years ago, I was up there the first weekend in June.
Mm-hmm.
And literally, you got carried by them. It was just so...
You have to take a bath in DEET.
Yeah, it was like... It was weird because I had to unlock the gate because we came in at night, and I could tell we were in trouble.
Where did Danny go? He went out to lock the gate. He disappeared out of the headlights.
I was unlocking the gate to come in, and it was just like just like you said, right? I was unlocking the gate, and you just seen them all over my hands. And I'm like,
right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
This ain't going to be good.
Yeah, my hand swelled up. I got bit
Did
pretty
you really?
good. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I got, probably a half dozen bites on each hand, so it was pretty good. But, we shot this weekend. We were out at Land O'Lakes, the club that you belong to. You had me over, and we went out and shot Thursday. So you said you ran into a few mosquitoes. I don't think I got bit while I was out there. I think I was swatted a few away.
We did, but
it wasn't too bad.
I carried the spray.
Yes, and I did spray some deep woods off before we got going too far there. So what you got going there?
What I got going is Dan Jasa
Uh-huh.
is on the live stream.
All right.
And
Okay, since he's on the live stream, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and tell everybody.
well, we were just monitoring Facebook like we always do before the show.
Yep.
And then lo and behold, it popped up that people were congratulating him.
If you got it called up there?
Yeah, I do. And it's like, why are we congratulating Dan Jasa? Gotta look into this.
Gotta find out.
Right.
Right.
Well, lo and behold, first of all, he placed third in the USA Field Nationals yesterday.
Okay.
And today, he made the 2018 USA Field Team.
The 2018 USA
Archery. The
The
USA Archery
World
Archery Field Championship Team.
Okay. And they are going to be in...
They are going to be the strong Cortina, Italy, this September.
shooting.
I think.
Dan, take us with you.
Right?
I'll carry bags. Danny will carry whatever. He can carry me.
Right.
Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
That is awesome. We'll definitely...
I hope there's some way we can get on the internet and follow this.
I hope so.
If they
we
live
got to
stream
get him on the show because we got to get the lowdown of all this stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we got to have him on before he takes off.
But,
that is cool.
It is very cool. Congratulations.
So we're going to know a world traveler.
A world traveler who's on the archery championship team. And that's one. The other one was congratulations goes out to as fast as it goes.
I can't help it. My internet's... I'm hogging all the bandwidth up over here doing the live stream.
Yeah, you are. Goes out to Jim Beasley. He took... get the...
This is the shoot he wanted you and I to go to, by the way.
The state MAA, Jim Beasley took first place.
The MAA state shoot.
Yes. So he wins another one.
Yet again.
Yet again.
Guy just keeps knocking them down.
Right.
So, congratulations to Jim and Dan.
Yes, absolutely.
Good job, guys. It's it's such a blessing to be surrounded by great archers. We get tips from both of these guys, from Chris as well. It's just when you got guys of this caliber that are shooting lights out.
Right, exactly.
They can even take people like you and me and make us a decent archer, I guess, where we can hit a target. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, but no.
Hopefully everybody can hear us out there. It seems Charles is having some trouble hearing the live feed.
Charles is having trouble hearing the live feed.
We think we're okay here on our end. So.
Yeah, it looks good on our side here. It could be the connections between cornstalk from one place in Iowa to the other.
Right. and Billy Hoffman shot great this weekend.
Yep.
Dan shot good. It's good to know all these shooters that
Michigan has some great, even though Dan's from Ohio, but he covers Michigan for PSC. So we'll make that connection there. But the fact is, there's a lot of great archers that come out of this area.
Right,
a lot of great shooters.
And Billy said that he shot at 290. He shot at 299 at 300, and he said that a stand release would have given him the perfect round. I bet.
Where were you at?
Where were you at, Billy? You could have tried it.
I came out Thursday night for you to use it, and
yeah, I'll be out there this Thursday night. Probably I'll go out. I'm gonna try to get a guy from work go with me.
Yeah, okay.
If you can make it, let me know.
I'll have to let you know as the week progresses.
Usually, and then
we'll see. Speaking of, we got actually, you know what? We got a few minutes. Let's save talking about that shoot that you and I went on. We'll save that for the next segment. But
okay, Deb says it sounds good. So
okay, audio's good. Charles, got to be on your side.
Must be getting it between the two corn stalks in Iowa.
Right, getting them to line up properly.
Yeah, probably.
So
on his head.
All right. But, hey, I tell you what, I want to give a shout out to Hunter's Blend Coffee.
Yeah, you did
Yep.
You had a little time on your hands while it was raining yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And you did a good job shooting that video.
Create a little video that we're going to show here in our commercial break as we go into our commercial break. And for those of you on the on the podcast, you'll actually have to catch it on Facebook or Twitter.
And Tim Cias is joining us.
Hey, Tim.
Tim, you never said how the young man did at calling turkey yesterday.
The calling championship down in West Virginia.
I don't think he posted how he did.
Okay. All right. Well,
Tim can't hear us good either.
Huh. That's weird. Don't know.
Don't know either. Interesting.
But getting back to that, I want to give a quick shout out to Fourth Arrow Camera Arms as well. We used some of their gear in making that video that we're fixing to show here in just a few seconds. So give them a quick shout out. And I wanted to get out and shoot my bow yesterday, but it was raining, as we said here at the beginning of the show. So, what do you do when it's raining? You find something to do to pass the time. And it rained until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I found something to do.
It did rain.
Yes, it did. So I tell you what, let's go ahead and throw it to our first break here on the podcast. And when we come back, we'll talk about the archery shoot that we did yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we're going to step outside and we'll be right back after this.
PSE Archery has reinvented the way you buy bows.
From now on, you can make the most educated decision possible
by basing your bow choice specifically on your shooting needs and goals.
All you need to do is ask yourself, what kind of shooter am I? What do I want to achieve?
PSE will help find the right category for you.
So, what kind of shooter are you?
Find out at psearchery.com.
Killer Food Plots have been helping property owners for over 20 years create premier whitetail habitat. Whether replenishing your soil with their all-natural Organics Fusion pellets or planting a premier KFP food plot seed blend to help your deer rebuild their bodies through spring and summer while supplying the much-needed high energy during and after the rut, you can trust that Killer Food Plots family and their products will help your deer achieve their full potential.
Welcome back. Second segment of the show. Sitting here chilling in the cabin tonight after a rainy, wet, damp, cool weekend. It sounds like some other guys got out and got it done. So
absolutely, they were busy shooting the lights out and calling. Just got a text from Tim during the break that Lucas Browning was his name, and he said he called great for his first event. He didn't place in the top 3, so they don't know what his final place was.
Okay. They just did placements out for the top 3.
Yep. So congratulations to Lucas for getting your feet wet into turkey calling.
Yeah.
I know you had some good support there. I know Tim was there and a whole bunch of Mossy Oak people were there with him. So.
Right. I was looking, you were showing that on Facebook, man. They over there at Cabela's, and that's in West Virginia. I can't remember what town that's in. One of the bigger towns there. But anyway, they had quite the stage set up there.
They had the whole kit and caboodle set up there that...
how does one go about getting a stage like that? That's what we need.
They had
But yeah, they put on a big event there. And I got to imagine there was a calling competition amongst other things that was going on. I know right now Cabela's and Bass Pro both are doing their big get your kids out fishing.
Oh, yeah.
Push right now.
They're talking fishing... it is June.
Yep, getting the kids outdoors, getting them out, getting them fishing, and introducing them to the outdoors. There's a big push for that right now.
Right, exactly. So Tim says it sounds like we're using a mic in the corner.
Okay.
But you're not in the corner, Mike.
No, I'm not.
So anyways, but yeah, it's a big, we got, it's June, it's fishing time. I know a friend of ours, Greg Miller, he's doing a lot of fishing. So, and then throw in this little bit of turkey, and it's always something outdoors, right? 3D shooting, fishing,
right?
Turkey calling contest for the kids. Next weekend is Father's Day.
Yep.
So,
you going to do anything?
Actually, we're going to do it on Saturday. We're going to do the old Dad gets to go to dinner somewhere.
You don't know where you're going?
I have an idea.
Oh, is this like a thing that they always do where they just take you and...
Well, no. It just... I decide where I want to go eat.
Okay.
So, you going to do anything?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I do know Saturday I'm thinking about going to a prescribed burn seminar here locally.
Okay.
It's put on by one of the QDMA chapters here locally, and they're having one of the QDMA teachers. I forget what his expertise is in, but he's from University of Tennessee.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think his last name's Harper. Dr. Harper is coming up to give this prescribed burn seminar. So I'm thinking about going over for that on Saturday. Taking video camera, and if the weather plays nice, they said that they're going to try to do a burn. So we actually get some.
Okay. You took that class about burning.
Yes.
If the state or the area that you're thinking of burning is under the red flag condition, can you still do it?
I would say no. No, they're not going to give you a permit to burn.
Okay. I was just, because you mentioned that, and I remember Deb at home saying that the Eastern UP was under those types of conditions. I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah, because they're hitting green up right now. Their big push for green up. And just a little insight onto that. You think, okay, springtime, everything's greening up. It can't burn.
Oh, yeah, it can.
Well, the reason it burns is because all those plants and trees and everything else that's greening up is pulling all the moisture out of the ground and the surrounding root system. So what does that do? It makes everything nice and dry.
It makes it a nice tinderbox.
Yep. So that's the reason why in the spring we usually see these wildfires happen.
Right.
Before we get some good soaking rains to get everything back wet again.
So you might do that. That'd be kind of cool. Go actually see one in person, how they do that. Because I tell you what, that makes me nervous.
Yeah, I've talked about it with our habitat and deer consultants, and we were touring the property a couple weeks ago, and they asked me, "So what do you think about fire?" And I said, "I love it." I said, "I think prescribed burn's awesome." I said, now getting it on the ground and actually doing it scares the living daylights out of me. I said, "There's no way I'd ever do it without having a group of people around that are very familiar with it." I've got a lot to learn about it, but the science behind it and what it does, I'm all for it.
Sweet.
I think it would really help some of our areas that are kind of in grassland right now, grass mode. It needs to be burned off.
It needs to be burned out to the ground so it can regenerate. Right.
Yep. Let it come back, natural. Let it come back with forbs, which deer are going to eat. It's a natural browse for deer. So.
Right. Dan Anderson checking in from Wisconsin.
Hey, Wisconsin. So
absolutely. So that'd be cool to see.
So yeah. Father's Day weekend, I might go watch watch them burn something. That'd be cool.
Burn and learn. Mm-hmm. That'd be cool. But yeah, no big plans. I know my daughter's got to make a run to Chicago this weekend. So
yeah, I hope you're not going with her.
No. It's for a funeral. So they're gonna. The funeral's Monday, so they're gonna leave Sunday.
Okay.
So we just moved everything up a day.
Gotcha.
But totally off subject. The gentleman was a marathon runner and everything, and just got into some health problems, and a couple months later, he's gone.
Speaking of Father's Day and everything, something like that happening, don't take things for granted. We've seen a couple of celebrities this week come to their they did it to themselves, but for whatever reason. But don't ever take tomorrow for granted.
Never. Never
live life to its fullest and get out there and hit it hard. And I'm not saying don't go out and do something stupid. I say live with no regrets. But
yeah, exactly. You just basically it's here today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
It's a true statement. You don't know when your time is up. But,
yep.
Yeah. So she's got to make a run to Chicago. So we're gonna do what we have to do early so they can go to Chicago for the funeral on Monday. But
okay.
No, I just wouldn't go to that town.
I hear you.
I will gladly pass through that town on my way into Wisconsin.
No, I think I might take the detour and go around or something, man.
Right, but no. Is this do you know, like, for the prescribed burn? Is this the time of year to do it, or should it have been done earlier?
They typically do them in spring and fall.
Okay,
and you get different results by doing them in spring and fall. But
right.
Are we pushing it a little bit? But yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the circumstances are and what they're trying to do there. He might have a field that he wants to plant, and he's getting, maybe actually it should have already been planted, but I don't know. I don't know what the reasons are.
Okay.
But it's there was a lot of that discussion in the QDMA Deer Steward 1 modules.
Yeah,
talking
exactly,
about
yeah.
that. So, and I've completed that, by the way. I don't
Good
know if
job.
I mentioned that.
Yeah,
on the
I
show
think
or
you
not.
mentioned a few weeks back that you
got through it.
Yep, you got through it,
So-
and you're officially a Deer Steward 1.
Well, I will as soon as I get my certificate.
Well, as soon as you get your certificate, yes. But you
Still waiting on that.
You completed all the requirements, and
Yes.
you're just waiting for the certificate.
Yes. So
And in a true statement, just Billy Hoffman, he had the major heart surgery in January at 37. And
that's right. Yeah. Yep.
You know, and a friend of ours
Mm-hmm.
had that accident on his property.
Yep. Actually, you know, I talked to him today, and he gave me permission to talk a little bit about this. He was actually used to be on our UNJ staff here, David Boggs. And everybody in the archery industry knows David, and David knows everybody in the archery industry, and everybody in Indiana, Michigan, Ohio.
Right.
It seems like he knows everybody. But he had an accident, and he's doing well. I talked to him today, and he's on the road to recovery, and he's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. We're looking to try to get him up here. Hopefully, if everything goes well, we might see him archery season.
Yeah, according to his update,
Mm-hmm.
he's a month ahead of schedule.
Yeah, go figure, David.
Yeah,
The way
it'll be hard to keep him not obtaining the goal.
Right. The word quit is not in his vocabulary.
Right, exactly. You know, and more power to you, Dave. Get well.
Absolutely.
Stick to the program.
Yep.
You know, don't do anything. Don't get overconfident.
Right. Well, I don't think there's any danger of that. You know, we were talking, and you know, we were trying to figure out maybe some travel schedules and things, and the doctor's just saying, just easy on the travel right now.
Easy, slow down.
You know, but if something happens, we don't see him in October, then hopefully in December he's going to be able to make a trip up, come up with the kids from Backwaters for our annual muzzleloader hunt up at camp. So
That would be cool if he could make it up for that.
looking forward to that. So, but no, he's doing well. He's his spirits are up and everything. So if you guys out there listening, if you know David, hit him up on Facebook and give him a quick shout out. You know, he lays out some of the things that they're doing right now with him on Facebook. So it's his story to tell.
Oh, it is his story to tell.
So that's all the information I want to give right now, and that was with his permission tonight. But,
Cool.
It was so good to hear his voice. You know, that was the key thing. So
Yes, very much so.
onward and upward.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to step outside. We'll take our next break, and we didn't talk about our archery shoot, so we've got that to talk about.
Yes,
when
we
come back.
do.
So we'll be right back after this.
PSE Archery has always dominated the speed category. Now, the most revolutionary cam system ever to hit the market has perfected the shooting experience. Introducing PSE's Evolve Cam System, featuring extremely high let-off capabilities and the smoothest draw cycle in history. No other cam system has ever delivered this level of total comfort and total control. Experience PSE. Experience performance.
Killer Food Plots have been helping property owners for over 20 years create premier whitetail habitat. Whether replenishing your soil with their all-natural Organics Fusion pellets or planting a premier KFP food plot seed blend to help your deer rebuild their bodies through spring and summer while supplying the much-needed high energy during and after the rut, you can trust that Killer Food Plots family and their products will help your deer achieve their full potential.
Welcome back, third segment of the show. Sitting here chilling in the cabin. Literally, you know, the last couple of weeks we've had the windows open, and I don't know, what is it, like 65 degrees outside?
It is exactly 70 degrees out there.
Jeez.
So there you go. 70 degrees on a June evening.
Yeah.
Cloudy.
Second week of June, right?
Yeah, it's cloudy.
Mm-hmm.
That fish was caught in Minnesota, by the way.
I could see that. Definitely. So
excellent.
So you had me over to your place.
You know, we went over to Land O'Lakes, and they have a 15 target shoot every Thursday night, 5 to 8. Gets you out.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a lot of people there, so we could take our time. And came over, and it was kind of fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was really low key.
Yeah,
laid
just you
back.
and me. Just
yeah.
we're gonna go out in the woods and smoke some targets.
We were the last guys on the course.
We were the last guys on the targets on the course. They had 17 targets out, 15 stops.
Mm-hmm.
But it was good to shoot at 3D.
It was different. I haven't shot 3D in, it's probably been 3 years, maybe 4. Last time I shot 3D was actually probably the R100.
Oh, okay.
Up here in Saginaw.
I was doing it last year. Some guys from work were getting together. We were going over on Wednesdays to Huron Point and do their course on Wednesday.
Okay.
So
kind of similar, kind of the same out in the woods?
Yeah, they had some field shots too.
Okay.
Their longest shot was 48 yards, I think.
Okay.
And you were in the power line field.
Okay.
Those big high tension wires.
Right.
So there's a spot where you cross that to get to the other woods where they got some targets. But it's kind of like your plains game.
Okay.
So they've got a lion. They've got a couple other, I think it's a kudu.
Okay.
Those out in the openings.
Right. Out in the grasslands?
Yeah, out in the grasslands. Right. So it was good. But yeah, it was good. You know, got a little bit of warm up in there when you got there.
Mm-hmm. It was. That's actually the first time I've been over there. Strangely enough, I signed up to be a member there years back and
never made it.
Never made it over there. So with good intentions, but
right, exactly. And,
it just never panned out. But anyway, it's the first time I've been to the club. It's way back in the middle of nowhere, which is nice.
You know, and that's one of the things I noticed about that place is it's way back and it's definitely quiet. They definitely don't have traffic going by.
Right.
You know, most of the places do, but some places are next to a road or something like that, but not this place.
Right.
So Land O'Lakes has got that advantage of being able to be in the woods, and they got 3 courses, and they set up the white course, I think is what we were shooting last Thursday.
Right.
And they'll probably pick a different one each week.
Okay.
So
they set them up differently.
Yep,
every
exactly.
time. Okay.
And I know the white course was pretty flat.
Mm-hmm.
Now the blue course I've shot before is more hillier.
Okay.
So you got more up, down,
more
shots.
terrain.
Right, more terrain shots, and no, it was good to have you out there. It's good friendly competition.
Yeah, it was.
We were going head to head.
We were
shot for shot,
all the way to the end.
All the way to the end,
and we tied. I will say Danny probably in an actual shoot off would have beaten me because he actually had more 5s than I did.
Oh, is that how they do a shoot off?
So if you tie, the tiebreaker usually goes to the 5s.
Oh, okay. So, well, I was just happy that I could hang with you after you doing this Robin Hood thing all in the last week or so, and you know. Yeah.
There's another one right there.
You know, I was getting kind of worried. Here I am going out there shooting But we talked about this. Now you took out what you're going to use for more of the target bow, and
that's what's left of my arrow.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to see there. Let me see if I can back it up a little bit there. Oh, I got it on the wrong camera. I didn't even it helps when one is directing if you take the camera that you're pointing towards.
Nice.
So, but that's what's left of it. I spined it, or not spined it, but plugged it right down.
You shattered it
right down the center of the shaft. So
yeah, exactly.
Split it halfway down. So, but yeah.
But it was kind of interesting because on that bow that you had, the Phenom, you've got a smaller peep aperture.
Yeah.
And the Ferocity is going to be my hunting rig for the year, so that was my hunting setup, so to speak. So my aperture was like a quarter, and so it was kind of like it was playing with your mind a little bit that you're trying to locate a 3D target, and it was between 7 and 8 o'clock we were out there, so it was the sun was going down.
Heavy foliage.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't dark in the woods, but there was less light, obviously. I'm shooting a small peep, and I had trouble. I did. I had trouble finding. I could see the pins, but I really had trouble on pin placement and putting them on target. That was the bigger issue for me, and because of the low light conditions.
And there was a couple shots that you were where they placed the stake. We were shooting through foliage.
Yeah.
Oh, so, yeah. And that didn't help.
No, that didn't help at all.
You know, but the Carbon Express and the PSEs, they flew nicely.
Yeah, I was happy with it.
Oh, absolutely. I was excited. I didn't punch myself in the face with the release.
Okay, so you've been using the stands release now for how long?
Probably about 3 weeks now.
3 weeks?
4 weeks.
Estimate how many shots you put downrange with it. What do you think?
A couple hundred by now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm upwards of probably 400 or 500. I shot 100 tonight, and yeah, I've gotten so used to it now. I think. I mean, yeah, there's still occasionally a time when I try to reach. When I reach to shoot, that old habit, and I kind of get hanky and have to settle, and get back into it.
And as we were shooting, I did learn one thing.
What's that?
It was that one we were talking as I was shooting, and I asked you the distance again. We were talking, and we ranged it and said, okay, it was 24 yards. Mm-hmm. And then I pulled back, and I got set, and I said, what was that number again? And I should have just let the bow down. Yeah, but I didn't. And I'm still glad I hit I think that was on the Fox. I'm glad.
Well, that was a little target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was still good, so.
Yeah.
It was good to get out there, start using the equipment that I'm going to be using up this fall.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully get a shot at a doe, at least to start. Okay, I'll take a buck. I'm not going to lie. But I'd like to be able to shoot a doe with it this year at least.
Right.
And we'll go from there. But from now on, we can go. They're going to have theirs every Thursday, and then other places. I think Royal Oak Archers has theirs also on Thursday. Huron Point is Wednesdays. They're going to start up. I got to find out when they're going to start up because the guys from work I think want to go shoot that one.
Well, I'm going to try. Normally on Thursdays is when I shoot or on the trail segment.
Yeah.
At the TV station. So if that continues to be true, and I keep that pattern going, take a half-hour lunch, I can get out of work at a decent time and actually get out there probably a little quicker than I got out there this time because we were the last guys on the course.
Literally the last guys. They were picking up targets and
behind us.
Yeah, they were. They were right behind us with the tractor. Matter of fact, no doubt about it.
So, but that's the goal, to get out there and shoot some more foam. I actually need to get my ferocity set up. That's the one I want to shoot 3D with.
Yep.
And I've got all the gear for it. I just got to spend some time. I'm still working through setting pins on the target bow. I spent a lot of time out there today working on the 25 and the 35-yard pin and just really dialing it in. I was going to do it yesterday, but it rained all day and didn't get out.
You were too busy drinking coffee.
Yeah, I was busy drinking coffee. Go watch the video. That's kind of what I did today. I ran 100 arrows downrange and did some shooting at increments in between and near in like a 10, a 15, a 20, and figuring out where a pin is hitting.
Right, because
my 25-yard pin's hitting at those distances.
The first target we started off on was
11 yards.
11 yards.
Yeah, right.
And our pins were set at 25.
And if you remember when we shot down at Mudjaw last year, that target that was underneath we shot off the big.
The high angle
stand.
shot.
Yeah, the high angle shot. That was 11 yards.
Yeah,
and we shot that again this year. So yeah, my rangefinder, that's as far down as it goes, is 11 yards. So I did the 11-yard shot and tried to figure out, okay, where does the 25-yard pin hit at that distance?
Absolutely.
And what do I need to do to adjust?
A big shout out to Lucas, the turkey caller Browning, who's joined us on.
All right, hey
Facebook.
Lucas, good.
Congratulations for getting out there, Lucas, and getting that turkey calling going.
Right on, man. Way to get out there and get on stage, man. That's half the battle right there.
Absolutely. Being able to do it in front of people.
Yeah, it's almost like last year when we went out and we shot our first paper targets.
Oh, yeah. That was a little nerve-wracking.
I remember going down, and you and I were talking. It's like, man, are we going to be able to do this, man? We're going to get smoked. We get down there and find out it's really laid back and easy going. And
it was really laid back, and that helped a lot. It also helped having Dan there.
Yeah.
Just getting out there, getting loosened up. Mosquitoes weren't too bad. They set up some good. I think the furthest one was 35
ish.
I think was the longest, and the closest one was 11.
Yeah, I was hoping for some longer shots.
You might get them on different courses.
Okay,
it depends. I think. Because I think on the blue course there was a longer one than that.
Yeah, I'd like to throw some 45, 55-yard shots.
You can.
You
can step back. I'll just watch you go in the woods.
No.
Okay.
No. We got to be safe. We got to shoot from the stakes.
Yes, you do. Always safe. That's one thing.
What's the longest shot out there on the practice range? Because I know we shot 35.
Okay, I know the bale. I think the one bale set up for 50.
50 yards. Okay.
But you can go. There's a longer section there.
Okay.
You can make it longer. So I found out that they used to have big tournaments out there. Like the UAW would have an archery tournament out there.
Yeah.
Way back when.
Back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when they did archery, I guess.
Right. Back when things were rocking here in the area.
Right. Exactly. So, but we'll have to get out there some more and keep on shooting because it's definitely nice to shoot at 3D.
Right. Right on.
I'm shooting at my bags and
gets a little boring.
My bags tend to.
Yeah.
I try to make them into animals.
Yeah, it gets a little boring.
Right. So. I'll have to get my 3D targets out and start moving my dough around.
I'll tell you what, we're going to step outside. We'll take our next break to save what little bit of time we got here for the end of the show to wrap things up. So we'll be right back after this.
Acceleration is part of PSE's DNA. PSE pioneered the speed movement. Now they've developed the vapor category to help you find the most powerful bows on the market to fit you.
High speed equates to intense power and building the momentum you need to be successful. Are you a vapor shooter? Find out at psearchery.com.
Killer Food Plots have been helping property owners for over 20 years create premier whitetail habitat. Whether replenishing your soil with their all-natural Organics Fusion pellets or planting a premier KFP food plot seed blend to help your deer rebuild their bodies through spring and summer while supplying the much-needed high energy during and after the rut, you can trust that Killer Food Plots family and their products will help your deer achieve their full potential.
Welcome back. Last segment of the show.
Mid-June.
Where's the year going? Man.
It's flying by. We're heading towards 4th of July here at rocket pace.
3.5 months away from almost 3.5 months away from opener of archery season here in Michigan.
It's starting.
You know, what's today? Today's the 10th.
Today's
the 15th.
10th.
5 days. 5 days will be
3.5.
3.5 months away. Yeah.
Ooh, Billy Hoffman says game on.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's first of all we didn't have a spring.
No.
Now we got this weather, which is our spring, I guess, 2.0.
Who made Mother Nature mad is what I want to know.
Well, she kind of...
and that's what I wondered what's going to happen in the fall.
Your guess is as good as mine at this part. I thought, the way I was thinking was, okay, we skip spring, we're going to have the heat, and then the heat I thought was just going to continue.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm almost thinking it might get cold again.
I don't know. I'd rather it be cold than warm in the fall.
I'd rather have...
It's like, let's get into hunting season, get it cold, get rid of the mosquitoes, and get it on, you know?
Right. You can give me the cold up to January 1st. How's that?
Yeah.
And then after that, with a little bit of ice fishing in there. But anyways...
What's that?
Right?
We've done it once in 3 years.
I know. It's like, really? But that's one thing we got to get Dan. Take him ice fishing.
Got to get him up here and get him on the ice if we ever get any ice.
Yeah. But I don't know what to expect for the weather.
That's what somebody here, I don't remember who it was, somebody on the podcast, somebody chimed in one night and said, hey, how about getting a weather guy to talk about how the weird weather has affected the spring and summer and how it's going to affect the fall. And guys, I tried. I talked to guys, our weather guys where I work, and in order to do that, I've got to get permission to get them on our show because of conflict of interest. And actually, now, due to some circumstances, I might be able to pull that off here in a month or so. Let's put it that way. But as of right now, they haven't said yes or no either way. But I did propose the question to one of our weather guys, and he's like, yeah. He says, generally speaking, things when they're like a roller coaster, they always tend to even out
throughout the year.
Across, the norm, the average temperature. So,
so whether you have 3 weeks of hot weather and 3 weeks of cold weather, it'll even out to be average for the year.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're in that reversal.
Right, exactly. We're bringing down the high and
because the last 2 weeks of May were like in the 90s.
Right, exactly, and
it was crazy.
That was fun shooting out and sweating.
Yeah, it was.
And Dan was shooting in Washington, D.C. I don't know what weather he had to shoot in.
I don't know.
So we definitely got to get him on the show and find out all about this and how it went.
Talking about weather, today I went out and it wasn't windy by any stretch of imagination, but every now and then I get a wind gust, a little, and it would push. It when I would shoot, I'd notice, it would rock my bow.
Yeah, it would rock your bow, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like, man, okay, I don't really practice a lot when it's windy. I just don't shoot.
No.
But somebody has told me that's a good time to shoot because
you
learn how to adjust for the wind.
And Thursday night, it was kind of windy on the practice field, but when we started getting into the woods,
it calmed down.
It calmed down.
Yeah,
and so
you could hear a pin drop.
It was nice. You definitely could hear a pin drop. So you could definitely hear a tractor running.
Yes, chasing us.
But just got to do some more shooting. Get a hold of Dan.
Well, for the last part of the show here, do we want to talk about what's kind of going on in Michigan right now?
We can go there. I know
we need to have somebody on the show to really hammer this point home. But
because what has happened is the Michigan Department of Natural Resources have come out with their recommendations, ideas. Right?
Oh, okay.
Is that what these are?
No. It's the DNR's recommendation to the NRC.
Okay,
the Natural Resource Commission. They make recommendations for deer regulations going into the summer months, and they say this is what we propose that we do. Sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't. And normally, I've pretty well over the years here recently have been backing the DNR and what they've said. But what has come out now, man,
scratching your head.
I'm kerfluffled.
Kerfuffled.
Is that a word?
I don't know, but we're gonna make it a word because I think we need to get Lincoln Roan on.
Yeah, we do,
and have him kind of. I know he's Michigan. Let him go. Let him grow. But he's also read this document. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
A few times forwards and backwards to understand.
Yes. Everything that they put forward, basically, the DNRs turn their nose up to it. And actually, I don't know if you got it or not. Are you still a member of QDMA?
I thought I was.
Okay.
It'll be running out here soon, I think.
Okay. I just got a email with a letter from one of their higher-ups. It wasn't Kip, but somebody else within the QDMA organization, talking specifically about Michigan and about what's going on right now and what they're trying to do and recommend. And QDMA is not for this either. Basically, what's happened is we've got CWD in Michigan. We've seen some increase in numbers of cases this year. And now what it looks like is the DNR is recommending in these hot zones or these fringe areas as well is going in and just putting a slaughter on the deer. They're expanding different seasons. They're expanding different weapons that you can use during the season. One of the suggestions is, I think, a 4-day rifle season in the middle of bow season, if I remember.
In the hot zones?
Yeah, if I remember reading that correctly. And that, to me, that one alone just has me scratching my head as to why.
What can go wrong?
Yes. You've got people in full camo and tree stands, out in the field. And now we're going to have people with rifles out at the same time of the year.
And if it's happened during bow season, when a bow hunter has shot somebody in a bush, do you imagine what can happen potentially with a gun hunter and a bow hunter?
I just think it's a recipe for disaster when you've got people in the field with no hunter's orange on and other people with hunter's orange on hunting the same species.
Exactly.
I'm left scratching my head in the way that they're going about and wanting to basically eliminate deer in these areas. Basically, you buy a deer tag, from what I remember reading, and I don't know if they've updated this recently or not, but you basically got a free tag or not a free, but you got a tag to go out and basically take whatever you want.
Great.
So
I did see here they're proposing the restriction on the use of natural cervid urine-based lures and attractants.
Yes, this actually went into effect in the TB zone. We're not allowed to use natural urine-based attractants.
Correct.
So the only way that you're going to be able to use these is if they're ATA approved. Archery Trade Association is working with with deer farmers that collect urine and make products out of it. And it has to pass certain testing and regulations for ATA to put their stamp of approval on it, and those products can be used out in the field.
Correct. They have to go through a federally approved CWD program, a document of all the deer movement of the herd that they have, continuously monitoring the herd for CWD, allowing physical facility inspection. So there's some strict rules that they have to pass to get the seal of approval from ATA, which says, and then that product's been well tested to be 100% CWD free. Right. And the ATA came up with that last year, 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So it's trying to help out.
I understand that. I don't have a problem with that. Talking about the antler point restrictions and things of that nature, QDMA is now behind that push as well. They've done studies over in Pennsylvania, for hunter retention and hunter participation and shooting does, and how it all works together to help control the disease and keep it from spreading. Okay, exactly. It's pretty much the plan of what they did in Wisconsin, and it failed miserably.
There you go.
It didn't work, and I really don't know if there's going to be anything that's other than nature itself that's ever going to take care of this. I don't know. But we got to try to do something different. You can't do the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. It's just,
exactly.
That's just madness.
I guess I got to go back and look into Colorado's been handling it for how many years?
Yeah, but they don't have quite the amount of critters in the area per square mile like we do here in Michigan.
Maybe that's the difference.
But that's population control, and that's where we as hunters need to get on the ball and help keep these populations in check.
Right.
And up in the area we hunt, it's crazy. It's just not good. We've got way too many deer, and we know it, and we've got to do something about it. And
I wonder what they've deemed your winter.
In our area,
was it a bad winter? Was it I know you had deer starving.
Yeah,
but was it average?
The thing that we had, the biggest problem that I saw in our area was the winter. We didn't have we didn't have huge amounts of snow. Okay, we had pretty much average, and then when it started melting off, and then about the middle of April, we got that huge 2-foot snowfall overnight. Within 2 days, it snowed 24 inches there at camp in less than 48 hours.
Right,
and it just packed everything back in. We were just getting almost to the green up. There was just deer were actually having an opportunity to start getting down to the ground level and start looking for things again. And all of a sudden, bang! They got hammered again, and it's just that ain't good.
Right, that ain't good. But overall, what was your winter?
Yeah, I don't know.
We just talked about how weather averages itself out.
Right.
Because I know up by me, talking to my forester, it was cold, but not as much snow. They were doing fine. Mm-hmm. Then we got hit with the snow like we did, and he says, "Well, so I haven't heard back about that."
Okay.
I'm just interested to see what they're deeming the zones for the year.
Well, there's really no major changes in the UP zone, was there?
No, I didn't see any. Looking through here, I didn't see anything for the UP.
Okay, status quo.
Yep.
So no doe tags for you.
No doe tags for me.
So they're still trying to build the herd back up.
Yep.
Okay.
Interesting.
And most of the area around you is woodland.
Actually, it's kind of funny. They deem it agricultural, but
what's the nearest ag field from you?
Miles.
Miles
As the crow flies, it's miles. So it's like, what is that all about? It's just like, So I had to ask, and she said, well, because of these farms, your area is an ag. I'm like, oh, okay.
When you say miles, 5 miles, 10 miles, 20 miles?
Between 5 and 10.
Okay, so it would be enough for deer to yard up and move towards.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, except they don't yard that way.
It's a food source.
Right.
They don't typically yard that way.
Right. They start to head south to yard up from me.
And that's in the opposite direction, I assume?
Yeah. The ag fields that I know of are west.
So the thermal cover is south of you?
Correct.
Okay. All right.
So, we'll see. I'd like to get up there and check it out. I'll know more. Probably I'll do some digging when I get up there. Probably July.
Okay.
See what's going on. Maybe stop in the favorite biologist and see how they're doing.
Yeah, might as well see what's going on.
Absolutely.
You know, you got boots on the ground. That's who you need to go talk to.
Yep. So, but yeah, I just wondered overall, what's the winter's been like? Now they got this. We'll have to get Lincoln Roan. I see Tony Smith is watching. I'm sure he'd have an opinion or two.
Yeah, we get Lincoln or Tony, either one, on here in the next couple of weeks and talk about it. So I know Lincoln. I was talking with him here 2 weeks ago, and he's ready to talk.
Okay.
So
and we're ready to listen.
So hopefully, maybe next week. You know, we'll see. I know it's Father's Day next weekend, so you know, it's,
right, exactly.
That could be an issue. Actually, the show will be on Father's Day, so
right.
So maybe we'll do a Father's Day theme.
I can do that.
You know, so see what we can come up with between now and then.
Absolutely.
So, we've got a few extra minutes. Anything else going on?
You know what? Nothing else really going on except just, you know, I know we talk about archery a lot, but that's what we're doing. But if we can go drown a worm or two, or
well, we had plans this week, but you got put up on a roof.
I got put up on a roof, which is fine. Glad to help out my brother. He needs it, so glad to get over there, help out, get that roof on. Reminding me at my age, why am I up on a roof?
Right, you're supposed to do that when you're younger.
Yeah,
that's what you got young kids around for.
That's my thought was, so you get the younger guys over, and we'll just point.
Yeah, right. Okay,
right. We'll supervise. So
sidewalk supervisor.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. So it was just one of those things that quiet weekend, but you know we did our stuff during the week.
All right. Well, I think that's all we got for you guys this week. So we're going to wrap things up here and on the podcast. So if you guys got anything here for us on the live stream, we'll hang around for a few minutes and throw them at us. I appreciate everybody stopping in tonight and hanging out with us for a few on your Sunday evening.
Absolutely.
So, but beyond that, that's kind of all that's going on right now. There's a lot of archery tournaments going on. There's one next weekend I'd love to go shoot, but I've already kind of committed myself.
Hey, you might do that burn thing. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
If you do that, we'll have definitely talk about that.
So that's the plan for Saturday anyway. So
right.
Go into that, and we'll see how that shakes out. So, all right. I tell you what, for the podcast here, that'll do it for us this week, folks. And we'll be back again on Father's Day Sunday. Same bat time, same bat channel. That'll do it for us. And don't forget, you can catch us in syndication at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on goodtalkradio.com. This episode was brought to you by PSE Archery,
Carbon Express,
Fourth Arrow Camera Arms,
Wind Scent Hunting Scents,
Killer Food Plots, Seeds, Supplements, and Attractants,
Cabela's,
Spot Shooters,
Limb Walker Game Calls,
Twisted Minds Bowstrings,
Hunter's Blend Coffee,
Antler Action,
and Family Traditions Tree Stands.
Thanks for listening, and join us again here next week. Until then, remember, as we always like to say, if you're out on the water or in the woods, shoot straight and be safe until next week on the Up North Journal.